Hello, yes, we're going back to my roots, I suppose, because we are here. I've moved the 009 layout that's been sat here for the last little bit, and now I've put my cutting mat back. Obviously, I used to have the cabinet full of Russian cars behind and various other bits and bobs, but yes, we thought we were moving house, so obviously hasn't happened, so just temporarily set some stuff back up. So here's the desk. I've got a new wagon to review. Hornby. Yes. People have some mixed opinions on Hornby, don't they? So I've looked at a sort of a new Acura scale wagon, a new Rapido wagon. So I thought might as well look at a new Hornby wagon, and we'll see what else, what this wagon's like, and maybe we'll find sort of a new Bachmann wagon, something like that. Well, I did watch their range announcement yesterday. I don't think there was any sort of new tooled wagons in it. Anyway, this is their TTA tanker, specifically R60208, the SO TTA tanker. Here it is in the box. Brought this from my retailer of choice, and I believe this was about £32. I think the RRP is about 35. So let's crack into this box and have a look. Very much similar to the Rapido box. As I said, this is sort of an industry standard. I think kind of started by Hornby. So it's got the window box and the sort of ice block packaging. Let's open that. We have an accessories bag here, which appears to have so we've got two vac pipes and what appears to be a little EOT lamp in there. Certainly seems to have a little cutout on the back, so I imagine there'll be a lamp bracket on this somewhere that will attach to. So that looks quite nice. Obviously it's not illuminated or anything like that, but that's nice to have, I suppose. It helps for the overall image. So we'll open it up and pull it out. It's covered in this condom thing that Hornby always put on their items, locos and rolling stock, and I can remove it like a cloche in a fancy restaurant. So sort of, and here we go. Ostensibly from the top looks quite boring. It is of course just a big grey tank wagon. It's got sort of etched ladders and handrails, things like that. I think this is all, it certainly feels metal, yeah, and etched. It looks sort of quite nice. Yeah, got nice printing on the end there, sort of unleaded, sort of all the details you would expect. There's sort of a little oily mark on it here. That's where it's gone. It's got really quite nice detail here. This is all sort of perfectly legible. Yeah, that little shed plate here, legible. I presume sort of all of this is legible, really. It's sort of, are my eyes good enough to read it? This one here is legible, I can read that. Yeah, this is a nice fine little brake lever here as well. Here, this must be one of the lamp brackets that you would stick the EOT lamp on. Oh, buffers are sprung, and we've got bloody hell, I was about to say we've got some NEM pockets here, which we certainly do, and we've also got lots and lots of underframe detail. So we've got a vac tank here, lots of sort of brake rigging, and well, various other bits and bobs. I don't know too much about the TTAs. I don't know if they had sort of a bottom drop that they could drop things out of, but I'm not sure. I mean, there is certainly a lot on here. This pipe here seems to run, you can sort of follow it under here, and it's still here. Yeah, it sort of seems to run completely from one end to the other. That's really nice. Axle boxes are picked out really nicely. There's a little sort of a couple of lumps in the paint there. So you see that? This E hasn't proper. The second E here hasn't properly formed, has it? Look, it looks. It says unleaded. But that's not the sort of thing I care about. I mean, it looks all right on that side. If you weather this up as well, which these normally would be weathered up quite well, I don't imagine you would see that. Yeah, I mean, this is really nice. It seems to roll reasonably well. It's quite heavy as well. I know some sort of sounds strange. Oh, it's very heavy. But it's got a nice weight to it. It's got sort of yeah, a couple of really nice details on here. So I think the thing to do now, this passes the sort of the visual check from up close inspection. Now it's time to whack it on the layout and see if it rolls. I don't have, obviously TTA tankers would run as block trains. I don't have any more than this one, although I might get some more. I don't have a big diesel that would pull them either, so what I'll do is stick this behind a Sentinel or something and chug that around to see if it rolls nicely. But this is really impressive, and I think a lot of people write Hornby off these days, that they are sort of churning out the same old toolings and things like that, but this is certainly up there with that Acura scale wagon we looked at. I think the level of detail under here and sort of all these etched parts is probably better than that Rapido gunpowder van, which was about the same price, or slightly less actually. But I think this is sort of very nice. Sort of all the springs, all the brake rigging. This is certainly level pegging with that Acura scale wagon, which, to be fair, was around about £10 cheaper, RRP anyway. Although you could only buy the Acura scale one from their website, so it's a bit moot point, I guess. So, yeah, for sort of £5 more than that Acura scale wagon and that Rapido wagon, this is certainly very nice. I know they're sort of starting to do triple packs, and they'll be sort of very nice for anyone who wants to build a block train. But yeah, I think this is a really nice wagon. So I guess we'll stick this behind a train, see how it runs, and yeah, see if it rolls as good as it looks. Okay, so we've brought it down onto the ragtag layout, which I'll just move this off of, and I think behind this little six-wheel Janus here, the Oxford Rail Janus, I think that does sort of quite look the part. Let me see what happens if we turn the flash on. I don't know if that's better or worse. It seems to be a bit clearer, so maybe we'll go with that. I think that really does look the part. I mean, in internal shunting, I think it would be behind a Petroleum 08, and obviously on the main line it'd be behind a 60 and 66, things like that. But I think that as is looks pretty nice. So let's get this moving. Again, we are only on the fairly crap Hornby basic analog controller. Let's see how the Janus likes that. Well, sort of a bit of a lurch into life really, but around it goes, around my ragtag layout as it is at the moment. Let's see, wait for it to come back. Oh, stalled on that same bit of track at the back. I really don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, we've got a proper sort of old child's layout here with it going under the tripod and things like that. It's sort of what it's really about though, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, that looks really nice. It rolls really nicely as well. I don't detect any hint of an issue there with the shunter pulling it. I'm sure it would be able to handle many more than that. Let's bring it back round to the front here. And there we go. I mean, there it is, my unleaded TTA tanker from Hornby, and I think that really is quite nice indeed. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and catch you in another one.